Hi, I'm Susan Stiffelman. I'm the author of Parenting Without Power Struggles and Parenting with Presence. Thanks for your comments about co-parenting with a narcissist. Even though it's hard to read about your struggles, it is really helpful for people to see that they're not alone. In my last video, I talked about the challenges of co-parenting with someone with narcissistic personality disorder, or NPD. But first, let me say that just because you don't get along with your former wife or husband does not mean that they're a narcissist. Someone who's disagreeable or who has a bad temper is not, by definition, a narcissist. NPD is a complex personality disorder with a wide spectrum of degrees in its manifestation. So here are some of the characteristics described in the DSM-5 of narcissistic personality disorder. Having an exaggerated sense of self-importance, having a sense of entitlement, expecting special favors and unquestioning compliance with your expectations, taking advantage of others to get what you want, having an inability or unwillingness to recognize the needs and feelings of others, expecting to be recognized as superior even without achievements that warrant it, exaggerating your achievements and talents, being preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate, believing that you're superior and can only be understood by or associate with equally special people, requiring constant admiration, being envious of others, and behaving in an arrogant and haughty manner. There's no clear cause of NPD. Some who study the disorder believe that over-focusing on a child's specialness can steer a vulnerable child toward NPD. Others believe that children who have been constantly criticized may hide their low self-esteem by demanding attention and admiration. Whatever its origins, it's extremely challenging to co-parent with a narcissist because they're unable to put themselves in the shoes of another, which makes it pretty much impossible to empathize with the needs and feelings of the people around them, including their children. I've worked with many parents who are raising children with a partner with NPD, and I've seen how painful it is. It can be torture to hear your son talk about how daddy humiliated him when he didn't get the lead in the school play, going on about how he had been the star in all of his school performances, and that he clearly doesn't have daddy's talents. It can even leave you scared and powerless when things happen, like your kids say that mommy tells us we don't need to fasten our seatbelts because she's just a perfect driver. One of the most important things to remember is that the narcissist's behavior is a manifestation of deeper forces and insecurities. It's not personal. If you can remember that, you'll find it a lot easier to remain neutral and less emotionally vulnerable when you're trying to forge agreements on behalf of your children. My 3-part series, Co-Parenting with a Narcissist with Dr. Wendy Beharry, is going to steer you away from ineffective strategies that only escalate problems and tension and drama. You'll hear about leverage, one of the best ways to foster cooperation so you don't feel scared or weak when you have to discuss a parenting issue. And you're going to learn how to communicate so that you don't end up in a puddle emotionally whenever you have to talk about things like piano lessons or extra tutoring, things like that. And you're going to discover how to help your children become less vulnerable to their mother or father's temper or insensitivity, so they don't believe that if they just behaved more perfectly or got A's on everything or scored in soccer, they would win that narcissistic parent's approval. Dr. Beharry and I are going to explain what narcissism is and how you can create a workable co-parenting relationship with a highly self-absorbed partner so that you can reduce the harmful effects of that parent's behavior on your children. Your kids can grow into strong young men and women who are confident and feel good about themselves instead of repeating that pattern of choosing a narcissistic partner. You may think your situation's too far gone, or that your co-parenting partner is so impossible that things could never improve. Or maybe you just think it'll get better on its own. But I'm sorry to tell you that if you're dealing with a narcissist, things won't get better on their own. Maybe you're really busy. Maybe you're stretched so thin that you don't see how you could possibly make time to watch this kind of series. But isn't the pain and the drain of constant arguments and tension with this demanding co-parent costing you time and energy that would be better spent on things that you care about? The truth is, this is a very challenging path to walk. But remember, your kids need your help learning how to deal with their narcissistic parents so that they can grow up secure, happy, and know that they are worthy of love. I've studied narcissistic personality disorder for many years, and Dr. Beharry is one of the premier experts in the country. We know how difficult it is to co-parent with someone with NPD, and we're here to offer practical help that can relieve you of some of the emotional burdens that you've been carrying. So stay tuned for my next video on this very complicated issue. Help's on the way.